Hey,
What it do, baby?
there's an incredible men's Wimbledon final. Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, crazy 5-set match. So surprise, this episode of Prem Brulee is all about tennis. Run that ad.
What it do, baby?
Welcome back to another edition of Prem Brulee. I'm your host, Premal of the Play Call Network. Back spicier than ever. On the number one podcast in your headphones. That is correct. Do not ever get it twisted. Don't ever play yourselves. Let's get going on Yeah Fam or Nah. Last week, in our NBA free agency topic that we continued, we talked about another potential domino after the Paul George trade to the Clippers, and that was about Russell Westbrook maybe being traded from the Thunder after an 11-year career with the franchise. The original report was that he had expressed interest in Miami and the feeling was mutual, but check that. Russell Westbrook is a Houston Rocket. He is reunited with former Thunder teammate James Harden. He was traded in exchange for Chris Paul and 2 first-round draft picks. Yeah, fam or nah, this makes the Rockets better. A lot of folks are concerned that there isn't enough ball for Harden and Westbrook. Mentioned the 2 draft picks that the Thunder received. So, we might as well get a head start on the next few drafts. With every pick in the first round of the NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select. The Thunder have these current first-round picks. 2 in 2020, 1 in 2021 with a potential to swap with Houston, 2 in 2022, 1 in 2023 with the potential to swap with the Clippers, 3 in 2024, a potential swap in 2025, and then 3 in 2026. But anyway, back to the Yeah Fam or Nah. Y'all can go ahead and play yourselves if you're not sure about Russ on the Rockets. They turned a max contract for an aging star in Chris Paul into a triple-double machine. A former MVP in his prime. Oh, I don't know if it'll work. Get the fuck out of here with that. Great players win in the NBA. Don't ever fucking play yourselves. In newsflash, Chris Paul and Harden weren't working. They had a tumultuous offseason. They get back one of his teammates that he loves. And his teammate just happens to be an MVP and a guy in his prime. Fucking advanced analytics, give me a break. They're 2 fucking stars in the NBA on one team. Just put it like that.
And have fun with it.
Staying in the NBA, yeah fam or nah? 2, Ben Simmons getting a max contract extension, a 5-year, $170 million deal, re-upping with Philly for 5 more seasons. His contract could be worth more if he makes all NBA teams. I mean, I know a lot of people are not hating on this, but I'm a yeah fam. I know the dude's got a worse jump shot than that old dude at your local gym. But you got to pay the players you have. They have a young nucleus headed by Simmons and Embiid. They just paid Tobias Harris and Al Horford. The time is now for Philly. You can't risk fucking around here. Use that number 1 overall pick on Simmons. You invested so much time in him. You have to think this dude's eventually going to develop a jump shot. And even without one, he's been effective in the NBA. So yes, it's a steep price. You already know I'm on the record not being a fan of the Tobias Harris, but
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
regardless, Philly's spending money. They are not messing around. If you're going to pay someone, you might as well pay someone who hasn't even reached his prime. He's too young to. Last topic of Yeah Fam or Nah for this episode. is about Melvin Gordon, Los Angeles Chargers running back, holding out for a new contract. He recently has threatened to not play. Currently, he is owed $5.6 million on a fifth-year option from his first-round pick rookie deal. The 26-year-old two-time Pro Bowl running back has threatened to hold out from training camp and beyond if he doesn't receive a contract extension. He and his agents are also saying they'll request a trade if the situation remains. Gordon said, quote, "I want to end up with the Chargers. That's the team who blessed me with an opportunity, but it's an opportunity right now where I need to take advantage of it. I want to get paid. I'm prepared to do what I need to do." End quote. Listen, I'm all for players getting paid while they can, especially at running back. A lot of them just have one chance, if that, to get paid, especially someone with Gordon's injury history. But the thing is, the Chargers do just fine without him. In fact, he's only played a full season once in 2017. A situation like this is always going to be compared to Le'Veon Bell from this past year. But Gordon ain't no Le'Veon Bell for more than one reason. The main reason being, Bell sat out last year, but he never signed his franchise tag, so he wasn't under contract. Gordon is under contract, so he'd be fined every day he doesn't show up. He can be fined $40,000 a day. And Melvy, if $40,000 isn't important to you, I have a student loan balance that says differently. Also, if you're using Bell as a barometer, please note that Le'Veon Bell also played himself. He played himself out of $14 million last year for the Steelers and an even more long-term contract, just so he could sign a lesser contract with the Jets this summer.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
And like I said, if the Chargers continue to do all right without Gordon, it'll end up being his loss. He'll have even less value. You might as well bet on yourself. Sure, you can't control injuries, but you also can't fear them, I imagine, as a football player. Now your boy's just behind a fucking podcast microphone and a keyboard.
What it do, baby?
So easy for me to say. But I'm a nod of this particular strategy, especially when you're under contract right now. Show up and then behind the scenes negotiate what you have to. Alright, it's time for Likey No Likey Hate It. My likey goes to the following situation. So, after Los Angeles Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs tragically passed away unexpectedly in the Angels' first game back home. First of all, they all wore Skaggs' number 45. Incredible. But in their first game back, they did the following. They threw for a combined no-hitter. They won 13-0. Skaggs' mom threw out the first pitch right down the middle. It was just one of those surreal moments where sports, at least temporarily, heals, has the power to take you away from a shitty situation. And for that, it's a likey. Such an incredible thing to see. Okay, this one's an interesting one. It's a likey and a no likey. So Serena Williams lost in the Wimbledon final. Afterwards, she was asked about whether she should stop fighting for equality and focus on tennis. Her response was, quote, "The day I stop fighting for equality and for people that look like you and me will be the day I'm in my grave," end quote. Like, fucking hell yes, likey the response to the GOAT. But what the fuck kind of question is that? A stick to sports question? Aren't we beyond that? Serena's an icon. Don't fucking bother her with those peasant-ass questions. She still gave you a GOAT response. My hated for the week goes to us needing clarification from the Big 12 on Big 12 teams doing the horns down hand signal to mock the University of Texas. So the Big 12 essentially said, if you're going to do it quickly and don't direct it towards opposing players. The Big 12 coordinator of football officials, Greg Burks,
What it do, baby?
said if a player quickly flashes the horns down after scoring a touchdown, he would likely not be called for a penalty. But the mocking of the Longhorns faithful's classic hook 'em, if prolonged, will be penalized, especially if it's directed towards an opposing player or the bench. So all of a sudden we got to be mindful of UT fans. They're just a bunch of pleasant folks who don't deserve some kind of regular mocking.
And have fun with it.
I guess our Buckeye haters are required now to stop using that good old hilarious cliche they think of and they think is super original, calling us the suck eyes.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
We gotta stop hurting feelings now in fanhood, right? This is where we're at now. We gotta clarify fucking horns down. You would have thought they were flipping the bird. Like it's fucking putting horns towards the ground, guys. The fuck clarification do we need? Giving our fucking generation a bad name because everybody thinks we're too sensitive because of stupid shit like this. We need clarification for horns down? Guys, you're fucking embarrassing us. Here's a fucking idea for you, Big 12. Start playing fucking defense and you won't see fucking horns down or won't have to worry about this shit. People won't be scoring 86 touchdowns a game, so we either don't have to see horns up or horns down. Play some fucking defense first. You know what time it is. Let's hear from our dude, the Joker. First up on You Played Yourself, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
What it do, baby?
Reports were that they'd trade Chris Paul to avoid any luxury tax. Now, Woj is saying that they're struggling to find trade partners and will likely start the season with CP3. Oh, on top of that, Damian Lillard on Sports Business Radio said his game winner, series winner versus OKC this past playoffs was, quote, "What can I say? That was for Seattle," end quote. You fucking played yourself, OKC. Good news is you have in the next 7 years of first round picks. Next up on You Played Yourself is the Houston Texans and their treatment of Pro Bowl edge rusher, whom they franchise tagged Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney was labeled as a defensive end / linebacker. Very ambiguous, especially when you get the background. So a linebacker's franchise tag carries a nearly $1.7 million lower salary than a defensive end. So as some of us know, a franchise tag number comes from the average of the top 5 salaries at a player's position. So a quarterback's franchise tag is the average of the top 5 highest paid quarterbacks. Obviously, defensive ends are a little bit more on a premium and are paid more than linebackers. So the franchise tag, if you're a defensive end, will be higher. The NFL Players Association is expected to file grievance against the Texans. This according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. So despite this ambiguous position title, the only reason the NFLPA would file a grievance like this is if the Texans listed Clowney as a linebacker. So Schefter went on to say, a franchised defensive end gets a $17.128 million tag, whereas a franchise linebacker gets a $15.43 million tag. So in 1 year, there's a $1.7 million difference at stake for Clowney. This constantly amazes me. We have fucking billionaire franchises holding out on giving athletes chump change to them. It's unreal. Just when you think you've seen how ridiculous teams are, they have a way of surprising you. You already pissed the man off by franchise tagging him. Now you want him to really not show up? Over less than $2 million goddamn dollars? Like, come on, Texans, get your GM on.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Oh yeah, so on top of this, y'all's dumbasses aren't even hiring a GM this year. Sorry, Texans fans, including my own family, you don't deserve this, but your fucking dumbass front office sure does. Having a GM ride out an entire offseason and right before everything starts, after they've made all the moves for the team roster, they let him go after a short stint. And then don't hire a fucking replacement?
And have fun with it.
You guys don't deserve Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins or J.J. Watt or Clowney. You're gonna waste their time with this bullshit? Let's run a fucking business without someone in charge? That's how you wind up trying to penny pinch $1.7 million over someone you already fucking pissed off. You played yourself, Texans. This next you played yourself is about the following situation. So Anthony Davis has to wait a year now to wear number 23. LeBron will stay number 23. Worth noting, if you're a jersey enthusiast like your boy, Davis will be wearing number 3 this year for the Lakers. So the reason this happened is because Nike nixed it. So the Lakers inquired with the league about the jersey change. The deadline for that is March 15th. But the league would have allowed it if the Lakers worked it out with Nike. But the Yahoo Sports article stated that due to production issues and the massive financial hit Nike would have absorbed from the number 23 James inventory that's already been produced, Nike could not accommodate the request for this season. Out of consideration for fans who already purchased James' jersey and to avoid distractions for a team competing for a championship, the Lakers star will bypass seeking the number change for this season. Oh, Nike's struggling? Oh, so we're going to act like this is for the fans, Nike.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Are we fucking serious right here? Do they think we're fucking idiots? Nike, the big empire, is struggling, guys. They just want you to know it would have been truly difficult for them to have to buy back all the LeBron James gear. Or God forbid, they give us customers a discount. They want you to know they'll send you an email for a whole 10% off. But God forbid they totally discount something. Just please, guys, I hope you'll join me in feeling sorry for Nike, as they wouldn't let a simple thing like a fucking jersey change happen because of inventory. How about you just take that fucking inventory and discount it for once? Is that so fucking difficult for Nike? Oh, here's a coupon code for 5% off. Knock yourself out. Give me a fucking break. Like Nike needs the fucking money. Nike's prices are probably responsible for every other apparel company having athletic gear.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Here, saw off your foot.
And have fun with it.
I know you're buying athletic gear. You won't be able to run after this. But if you want to afford that swoosh, please, by all means, we'll need that donation from you. Here's a coupon for 10% off on Nike.com. You can use it from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. on this specific date. It just happens to be February 29th. You can use it once every 4 years. Break. It's a fucking jersey change. You Played Yourself goes to Rolando McClain, looking to make an NFL comeback. And Randy Gregory's bitch ass applying for reinstatement. Oh, add Martavis Bryant to that too.
What it do, baby?
You're just trying to fire me up, bait me this offseason, aren't they? These wastes of talent want us to give them yet another chance after they squandered away opportunities to play a game for millions. I tell you what is genius, though, since I'm hating on you guys playing again. The guys that get kicked out of the league due to weed, they should just start their own dispensaries or at least get a strain of weed named after them. It's fucking genius advertising. Think about it. Shit's so good, make you give up millions. It's genius. You're welcome for the free advice. I expect royalties after, but this initial session's free for you guys. The Gregory strain coming to a dispensary near you. Stay tuned. Last but not least, You Played Yourself goes to Keenan Allen, who's boycotting Madden 20 because he got rated 89 overall in the game. So if you didn't see, Madden makes this huge deal about this rollout of rankings for players. it's good timing. It gives these slow sports news cycles something to talk about. And yeah, your boy's falling for it, whatever. But Keenan Allen, an 89 overall, give me a fucking break, man. All y'all sensitive asses. Oh, but please continue to be super relatable when you complain about being an 89. Everybody likes that kid in the class who wonders why they didn't get 100. They might have ruined the curve in your class, but they want to ask why they didn't achieve perfection. But beyond that, let's just forget the fact that you're in a fucking video game. A dream of any athlete, most people even. Just fucking endless examples of athletes just totally losing touch, losing perspective. It makes me fucking hate their guts. They don't understand what it's like to be a fan. They want us to be mad with them. You're a fucking 89. It's not like they rated you like a shit scrub. You're a fucking 89, man. Would you want to be a 99 with DeAndre Hopkins? You're not.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Go ahead, boycott the fucking game. Boycott probably the free game they'll send you anyway. Poor you. We all feel bad that you're in a video game, ranked in 89, one of the top at your position. Boo fucking who, Keenan. Alright, it's time for Who You Got, What You Feeling. In last episode, I decided between the better LA duo, LeBron James and Anthony Davis versus Kawhi and Paul George.
Baby.
Of course, I had to go with LeGod and AD. Especially now that they're spending Taco Tuesday together, building that camaraderie. And then I made my pick for Better Pro Sports All-Star Event. The Major League Baseball's Home Run Derby or one of the events on NBA Saturday night. Obviously, I'm not picking anything with the Pro Bowl. Although I'm a huge hockey guy. You already know, number one hockey fan. Go Jackets, go hockey. I kept that one out. I didn't want to embarrass anyone with my knowledge of their All-Star break. Even after the amazing Home Run Derby, still went with the NBA Saturday night. You take your pick on event, but I picked the dunk contest. Would love to see the top dunkers compete in it, but love the history and fanfare of that event. For this week, I got a simple Who You Got. Who gets a contract first? Melvin Gordon or Ezekiel Elliott? Both running backs. As we went over before, Gordon has just 1 year left on his rookie deal, while Zeke has 2 years left. They are both hoping for new contracts heading into this season. I'm going to go with Melvin Gordon. I do think the Chargers end up getting a deal done to keep him. Hopefully, Zeke isn't too far behind. But this is an especially easy pick because the Cowboys have to first address Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, who each have just 1 year left on their deals. So definitely understand why they'd prioritize those two over Zeke. Now, I'd love to see all three get done. We will see. And kind of along the same lines as last episode, I wanted to rank these NBA dynamic duos. Now that we are starting to form what will be a wide open NBA, rank them. LeBron AD, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, King Snake, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, Mr. Flat Earth himself, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and Snakes of Oakland themselves, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So I'll work backwards. Number 5, I'm going to go with Steph and Klay. You know what? Fuck that. Give me Dame and CJ McCollum. I can't have this snake energy around me.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
At number 4, I'm going to go with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I think this duo will rise up these rankings, but for right now, I gotta start getting spicy and start baiting people here. So I'm gonna put them at 4. Number 3, I got Russ and Harden. If I'm gonna commit to this Russ thing working in Houston, I'm gonna commit to it. You know I gotta keep it spicy.
What it do, baby?
Of course, from last week, you probably know how the rest of this order goes. Kawhi and Paul George at number 2, and of course, LeGod James and Anthony Davis as the top duo. And do not play yourselves into thinking LeGod James didn't keep in mind everybody forgetting about him last year. Your boy didn't.
And have fun with it.
And you're going to feel that. As for what I'm feeling, a couple music projects that have recently come out. First, my boy Jaden Smith came out with yet another project. This time it was his Iris album. Go check it out. He's an artistic dude. Fantastic music and a great performer if you get to see him. Also, surprise of the summer, Ed Sheeran's new project is chock full of bangers. You know, I like to wrap up each episode with that too much sense. The advice you didn't think you needed, way more than my 2 cents worth, but you're going to hear it anyway. This week, remind yourself of what's important in your life. Take a step back and truly evaluate if you're honoring what and or who is important to you. That starts with yourself. It's important you're following your plan and what makes you happy. And no, Texans front office, that doesn't mean keeping $1.7 million away from Clowney. Dumbasses. Alright, that's going to wrap up another edition of Premal, the number one podcast in your headphones. That's right, don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever play yourselves. I've been your host, Premal Bot of the Play Call Network. You know the drill. Please subscribe, leave a review, pass on this podcast to someone you know, and please check out all of our other incredible podcasts at the Play Call Network. Greatly appreciate it.